Hi everyone, happy Thanksgiving. Welcome to Bariatrics and Tips. My name is Michelle Geeson. I am your hostess with the mostest and here to kind of celebrate Thanksgiving with another type of wonderful comfort food for breakfast that uses either sweet potatoes or pumpkin. We are going to do protein sweet potato and pumpkin pancakes. Protein pancakes today. You can't forget the word protein. We're going to make it worth our while. So again, welcome. I hope you enjoy our time together. I look forward to this every week. I'm so sorry that we could not be together last Sunday. I missed it as much as you did, but I'm so glad to be back. I've got a great breakfast dish to show you. And I just want to take the opportunity to just see how everybody's Thanksgivings were. I was really proud of myself that I'm proud to say that I did not overeat during Thanksgiving. I thought about everything. I decided what I wanted to have, what I couldn't live without, what I didn't care about. And I think that I did really, really well. And so hopefully you did too. But a lot of these recipes are remakes of our favorites, and they're type of comfort foods, and so I want to be able to share that with you and help you remake your favorites too. So if you have a suggestion on things that you want remade, please certainly let me know through our Bariatrics and Tips Facebook page, okay? You know, one thing we all have in common is that we're gearing up to have weight loss surgery, or we've had weight loss surgery. And even if those two categories don't fit the bill, maybe you're just striving for overall health or wellness, maybe you're trying to combat diabetes, it does not matter because you're in the right place. We just want to make sure that we live by at least my credo to live large, cook and eat small, and find flavor in everything that we do, okay? Just because we're given this bariatric tool or a health diagnosis doesn't mean that we have to feel deprived of eating well. I mean, we have to eat. We have to eat for survival. It's just a proven fact. So in food, it's like a huge part of our lives, regardless of what we want and how much we want and how much we're going to eat. Food is the center of our universe for holidays, family events, celebrations, work potlucks, fast food. Like, there are so many things about food that we just have to learn how to coexist with it. So I think I just saw someone, Thanksgiving, yay, I am so glad that everyone's having a good Thanksgiving. But, so, okay, I got off on a tangent, I'm sorry, I was reading your comments. But what we need to do is we need to remove the word deprived from our vocabulary, okay? Because there is no reason we should have to walk the face of this earth feeling that we can't have this or that, okay? Life after bariatric surgery is not meant to be doing that, okay? We can have fun with food. We can experiment. It's our second chance at life to live life to the fullest. And you know what? It's fun to be in the kitchen. It's fun to be in the kitchen. It's fun to be at the grocery store. I look at it as an adventure. It's my own journey. Those are two main attractions that I have to visit repeatedly. So I'm going to make it worth my while, okay? So I want to share that with you. I want you to be as empowered and as inspired as I am to make a dish that you've either never made before or something tried and true that your family loves over and over and over again. Because the kitchen is a main point, a main attraction of your home and your family's culture, okay? So it's worth the time and the effort. I know I'm worth the time and the effort, and I know that you are too, okay? So I want to jump in head first and do these pancakes with you. I had to jump the gun this morning. If you saw our Facebook page, I made them this morning, one batch, just a little batch because I was so hungry. And so you're going to get two recipes today. You're going to get our protein pancakes that are made with sweet potato. You can actually interchange the sweet potato for pumpkin puree. And there's a few things that I want to talk about with regards to pumpkin versus sweet potato. Obviously, they look very similar. They have very similar consistencies. And I'll talk about that as the pancakes are cooking, and I've got the griddle on. and you can, I don't know if you can see the smoke, but I can see the smoke, so that's my cue to do it. But I do want to come, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you on a field trip. I'm going to bring you to the side of the side of the counter, and that way you can see everything that I do. And again, I'm not the best camera person, but what I lack in cameraship, I make up for in flavor. So there's your trade-off, okay? Here, come on around. Let's go on our journey and see what kind of mischief we can get into together, okay? All right, whoops, hang on. Well, I just dropped something. There's my Christmas tree, take a look. We decorated it yesterday. It's beautiful. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Hi, Donna. Surgery last Monday, still going well. I am so glad to hear that. Soon enough, you will be able to partake in what we are serving up. But you know, you can also, once you get onto puree, you can add a little Splenda and cinnamon spice to pumpkin puree or sweet potatoes, and you can have a little mini version of that. So, okay, so what we're gonna do is we are gonna jump right in with our ingredients, and I'm gonna bring you right over here to this mixing bowl. Hang on, this is where my camera ship is not the best. Okay, the first thing that we are gonna do, here's my recipe, I'm gonna follow it. 1 cup of mashed sweet potato or pumpkin puree, and this is actually sweet potato. And before I do that, I do wanna show you the pancakes that I made earlier. These pancakes are the pumpkin puree, okay? You're gonna ask me what I like best, and I will tell you soon enough. But okay, let's get our sweet potatoes in there. And now we also need 1 cup of liquid egg whites. The first few times I made my recipe of this, I just cracked eggs because I was able to repurpose the egg yolks. But for this, because I have nothing to do with the egg yolks right now, I went ahead and I just bought liquid egg whites. You can do whatever works for you and your budget and your time. Okay, so that was 1 cup of liquid egg whites. Now we're gonna cruise on over 1 scoop of your favorite vanilla protein powder. This is just a working canister that I have. I buy it on Amazon. I think the protein powder that I have right now is called Gold Standard, and it was in like a 5-pound jug of it. So use whatever you want. All right, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna further fortify this with Gene Pro. This could technically be an optional ingredient, but it does boost the protein content, and the whole idea is to get full and be satisfied. So that's why I like to add the Gene Pro. It's kind of a no-brainer. It's a low-cal, high-protein option. So I'm gonna put 2 scoops of this in there, okay? So we've got that in there. And then what we're gonna do is we're either gonna add a 1/4 cup of ground flaxseed, or you can use my Fab 5 idea, which is a tablespoon each of coconut flour, almond flour, hazelnut flour, hemp hearts, and flaxseed. And hold on, I wanna talk about this if you have them in your arsenal, definitely use them. I keep all this stuff in my arsenal because I'm a firm believer that the more ingredients you use, the more flavors you're gonna have, which leads to less feelings of deprivation and more comfort, more fullness, more feelings of satisfaction. And that's why I decide to use the best of all worlds. You do not have to do it, but this is what I'm gonna do today, and I'm gonna show you, okay? So I'm gonna go around, I'm gonna get my ingredients, and then I'm gonna show you them on camera, okay? It's a really nice thing to have in your arsenal because you don't really use a whole lot of it, and it stays pretty well. So this is my hazelnut flour, okay? I'm gonna put 1 tablespoon in there. And then I've got my almond flour. I buy this at Sam's Club. You can get it absolutely anywhere. 1 tablespoon of that. Then I've got my milled flaxseed. These are really taking the place of traditional white flour. All right, so that's 3 of them. Hemp hearts. I got these at Costco. They're nice. It adds like a nice nutty flavor. You can kind of see, I don't know, you can kind of see them. All right. And then the fifth ingredient, coconut flour. Again, I got this on Amazon. You can get it at your local grocery store, health food store, wherever you choose to get it. This does not expire. I've had this for quite a while, and the expiration date is September of 2022. So the investment is pretty good. You don't have to use it all at once. Again, I just like to have these 5 things in my arsenal because it adds to the all-around flavor of what I'm cooking with, and it tastes good. All right, so now I've got that Fab 5 in there. I'm gonna add a half a teaspoon of baking powder. You can add cinnamon, or you can add pumpkin pie spice. I like to use the pumpkin pie spice, again, because you're dealing with more flavors to help you feel satisfied. But if you prefer just cinnamon over pumpkin pie spice, that's completely up to you. The good news is that you can do whatever you want. So 1 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. I get the big, huge shaker canister at Sam's Club. It's cost effective and I use it a lot. Do you keep the Fab 5 in the freezer or on the shelf? Very good question. You can do either. I keep them in the cupboard. Nothing has gone bad. They all have zippy locks on them. If you have room in the freezer, absolutely feel free. I don't think it would hurt. You could probably keep them in the fridge too, but there's nothing that tells me that I can't keep them in the cupboard. So great question. Thanks so much, Marsha. All right, and then the last ingredient, a teaspoon of vanilla. And again, I buy this in a bigger container too, because it seems like I'm always using it for something. So now what we're gonna do, oh, I'm sorry, one more thing. Half a teaspoon of salt, just for kicks. It's good stuff. And I have my salt shaker, or my salt box is not working. So hold on a second. The tab got punched in, so I'm just gonna eyeball it here. There's my half a teaspoon, okay, folks? All right, so now you can use a spatula to, let me bring you down here. You can use a spatula if you want to mix this up. Just for time purposes, I'm gonna go ahead and use the mixer. There we go. Here we go. So got everything in there, and we're just mixing our pancake batter now. You can use an electric skillet like I have, and I just lightly spray it with Pam because it's actually a really fantastic electric skillet. It doesn't cake it on or anything very well. But one thing I want to talk about while I'm mixing this is pumpkin versus sweet potatoes. What do you think the main difference is? I mean, besides the fact that they're 2 different vegetables, what do you think the biggest difference would be? Which category? Are they, we're talking calories, fat, carbs, and protein. I'm just curious what everybody thinks. I'm gonna pulverize this real quick, so it's gonna get a little loud and then I'll turn it off. So think about that for a second. I'm curious what everyone thinks on that, and we will discuss this as I'm making the pancakes. Now remember, I'm not a very good camera person, but I'm also not a very good pancake flipper, so hopefully I'll dazzle you. And if I don't, just look the other way, okay? Because it's still gonna taste good. All right. What I like to do with my pancake batter is I like to use, whether I'm making traditional pancakes for the family or if I'm making these for me, because no one else will eat them, which is fine. That means there's more for me. I like to use a 1/4 cup scoop, and then I don't fill it up all the way. This recipe will make approximately 12 pancakes. I will share the nutrition content with you as we're cooking. I just want everything, can you guys see okay? I want everything right here so you can see well. All right, so I am gonna spray my skillet just slightly. Okay, and then I'm gonna use my 1/4 cup scoop, not all the way, and I'm gonna lay down a few of these bad boys. and then I can bring the camera and show you them. All right. So one of the things we need to discuss now is the nutrition content. So here's the pancakes as they're cooking. I am going to wait for them to develop a kind of like a skin underneath, and then I'm going to go ahead and flip them. Thanks, Melissa. They're really quite good. So pumpkin versus sweet potatoes. A cup of pumpkin puree versus a cup of mashed sweet potatoes. You're looking at pumpkin has 80 calories, whereas the sweet potatoes have 114 calories. As far as fat, pumpkin has 0 fat, and sweet potatoes, it says 0.1 gram, so we'll both say they're fat-free. Carbs is the main factor. 1 cup of pumpkin puree has 18 grams of carbs, whereas a cup of sweet potatoes is 26.8 grams, and that's a big, huge difference. And then protein, pumpkin, you're looking at 1 gram versus 2.1 for the sweet potatoes. So again, another reason why we added our vanilla protein powder and our Gene Pro. All right, so I'm waiting to see if I can flip these bad boys, and they're not behaving very well. So I will give it another moment or two. The nutrition content for these pancakes, we're gonna make 12 pancakes out of this batch. And per pancake, I like to do my nutrition content based on 1 pancake or 1 piece of chicken or 1 that, because you might get full after 1. And Donna, thank you. I'm glad that you were curious too, because I was thinking about them, like they look alike. They kind of taste a little similar, but yeah, the carbs are really what get you. And it makes sense because I would assume that the potato would have more carbs than the pumpkin. So I was right, and now we all know, and knowledge is power. But you know, in the grand scheme of things, per pancake, it's all good. So let's talk nutrition. The nutrition content per pancake, when you're making 12 of these, 1 pancake is gonna cost you 60 calories, which is great. 3.9 grams of carbs, and this is based on the sweet potato recipe, not the pumpkin recipe. 10 grams of protein and 1.3 grams of fat, okay? And I'm flipping these guys, and I did a somewhat decent job. I'm gonna show you as soon as I flip them. Hang on. I gotta make them look good. Is anyone like a super good pancake flipper out there? And if so, what's your secret? All right, here, let me show you them. Sorry. Hold on. There we go. So far, so good. That baking powder is really adding some really good rise to this. And they're looking pretty righteous, if you ask me. The other thing that I want to talk about is when the pancakes are done, how you plan on eating them. Now, there's so many ways for you to have your pancakes and eat them too. And I like a little bit of maple syrup, but unfortunately, maple syrup, it does not like me all that much. You know, it's a lot of sugar, it's a lot of calories. And I know as someone who's had gastric bypass surgery, too much sugar equals Michelle having dumping syndrome. So we don't want that. But you know what? I got a great recipe that I'm going to share with you today at 4 o'clock. You're going to get the pancake recipe at 3. And at 4 o'clock, you're going to get my sugar-free maple syrup recipe. And I wanted to talk a little bit about that while the pancakes are finishing. I'm going to show you. This is the pancake syrup I made today, conveniently reused in a repurposed Coffee Mate creamer bottle, which is genius. I'm so excited that I found that trick and tip earlier this week. There's a post about this. If you haven't seen it on our Facebook page, please do, because it's marvelous. But at any rate, this is sugar-free maple syrup. I will show you the ingredients real quick as these pancakes are finishing up. All you need is a cup of your favorite sugar substitute, whether it's Splenda or Swerve. It needs to be the brown sugar variety, okay? So a cup of brown sugar substitute, a teaspoon of xanthan gum. Now, if you don't know what that is, it sounds dangerous, but it's not. I did a lot of research on it. I did buy it at the local grocery store. It is a powder, and it is a thickening agent. Different than cornstarch. It's a thickener for sauces and dressings and gravy. And this is an 8-ounce bag. It was a little on the pricey side. I did get it locally, but a little goes a long way, and I've got until October 2023 to use this, so I'm going to be okay with it. It says store in a cool, dry place for freshness, so there's that. So you're going to use this plus 2 cups of warm water, a tablespoon and a half of maple extract, and then a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and optionally, if you have butter extract in your arsenal, use a half a teaspoon of that because it gives like a really nice buttery flavor to it. And all you do is cook it on the stove. The xanthan gum actually thickens it, and that's the syrup that you see here. If it gets a little too thick, you just dilute it with a little bit more water, or if you have like some sugar-free coffee syrup and you want to mix up some flavors, you can do whatever you want to do with it. But it is delicious, and I like to have a little bit of butter on my pancakes and this maple syrup. So that's good. You can add fruit, you can add nuts, you can add a little bit of whipped cream. You can make these however you want to make them, and they're ready. Okay, let me get a plate, and then I will show and tell. Here we go. Getting paper plate. Okay. So let me show you. I'm going to come, how am I going to do this? All right, there we go. There we go. Pancakes look pretty decent. So again, these make 12, and I did the first 6, and it looks like I've got enough for the remainder. Wow, that one almost jumped ship. All right, behold thy pancakes. Okay, don't they look amazing? So let me hack into one for you so you can see it up close. Okay, this is going to be the real quality control. Yes, I'm using my hands. All right, I need a knife. Hold on, you guys, sorry. Look how nice and fluffy they are. See? Oh, my hands are hurt. They're burning. All right. So let me go ahead and get this dressed up the way that I would eat it. All right, I got my margarine, a little bit on each. You could add blueberries or raspberries or strawberries. You could even add some sugar-free chocolate chips to it as well. And now the syrup, sugar-free. All right, now a fork. I should have got the fork out sooner. I'm really sorry that I didn't, but here's the clean in the dishwasher, so there's my hack. All right, before I do this, bring you back up here, because you know you love my camera work, don't you? It does. Oh, thanks, Donna. It does look so good. All right. You guys, they're fluffy, and they're the texture reminds me exactly of pancakes. These are the sweet potato ones. I actually think that I like these better than the pumpkin ones. I feel like the sweet potatoes might be a tad bit thicker, and it makes for a thicker pancake. The syrup is great. I can taste the maple. I can taste the butter. And it is a really great recipe. Now you can store these in the freezer or the refrigerator. They'll last up to 2 weeks. You can pop them in the toaster. You can put them in the air fryer. You can throw them in the microwave. It's a great for breakfast on the go. Great served with, I don't know, some turkey sausage, or you can even make an egg and use this as a sandwich and make an egg sandwich with it. There's a lot you can do, and it's absolutely delicious. and I hope that you guys make it. And if you make it, will you please make sure that you post a picture and tell us about it, because I love to see people utilize my recipes. It's a really good pancake, and I'm really excited to share it with you. Again, the nutrition content that you're going to see on the recipe is based on the sweet potato version as opposed to the pumpkin version. You will get the sugar-free syrup recipe. Have fun with it. Make it yours. Do what you have to do in order to be successful and live large and cook and eat small. Finding flavor is so essential, and I know that we all have it in us. As always, Bariatrics and Tips is on all social media: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat. What else am I missing? Twitter. Thought there was one more. Usually I have it down pat, but maybe I'm out of practice since we missed a week. Let's look at our schedule of events. Last week's episode, Spaghetti Squash Pizza Cups, is being rescheduled to the beginning of the new year, so make sure you know that that's on the horizon. I'm not going to deprive us of such an amazing recipe. But next week, December 5th, spinach frittata, another nice comfort breakfast food. December 12th, double chocolate almond walnut protein brownies. And then December 19th, our last one of this 2021 season, we are going to revolve around peppermint. And I'm still trying to solidify that menu. I am a peppermint addict, so I have a feeling I'm going to show you maybe a cocoa or coffee recipe, something that has to do with yumminess, maybe a couple things. I'm not sure yet, but if you have any ideas or suggestions for our peppermint segment, certainly let me know. But I got things brewing right up here, okay? So it has been an absolute pleasure hanging with you guys for the last half hour. Thank you so much for watching me make protein sweet potato pancakes. I hope you enjoyed them. I'm going to turn off the camera and finish my pancakes. They're amazing, and I guess I'm going to have it for breakfast tomorrow, and maybe even lunch, okay? Talk to you soon. I hope you had a great holiday. Happy shopping. Be well and stay safe. Take care. Bye-bye.